one thing I do want to point out is it's not just sometimes folks who are mad that colleges are too liberal that have a problem. Sometimes, there are folks on college campuses who are liberal and maybe even agree with me on a bunch of issues who sometimes aren't listening to the other side. And that's a problem too. I've heard some college campuses where they don't want to have a guest speaker who, is too conservative, or they don't want to read a book if it has language that is offensive to African Americans, or somehow sends a demeaning signal towards women. I don't agree that when you become students at colleges, have to be coddled and protected from different points of view. I think that you should be able to, anybody who comes to speak to you and you disagree with, you should have an argument with them. But you shouldn't silence them by saying you can't come because, I'm too sensitive to hear what you have to say. That's not the way we learn either.
This clip I just played is actually from 2015. Did you remember Obama saying that? Because I sure forgot. So we can see that even then, Obama was clearly against this whole colleges coddling safe space nonsense. Now, Obama's in the news again today for speaking out against the SJWs. This isn't the first time he's done it, and hopefully it won't be the last. So let's see what Obama's latest comments are, why Cenk Uygur has gotten so upset about them that he felt compelled to make a response video in front of his flower bush, and how Obama has criticized the SJW mindset in the past. From Vox News, surprisingly enough, Barack Obama warns against a circular firing squad over ideological purity in politics. Former President Barack Obama touched on growing divisions within his own party, warning against pushes for ideological purity that can result in a circular firing squad in a town hall organized by the Obama Foundation in Berlin on Saturday. So Obama's coming out against purity spiraling. Bet you didn't see that coming. While taking audience questions about the frustration that comes with the lack of change, Obama expressed concern about a lack of compromise in Washington, and he said he specifically worries that progressive politicians could be alienating potential allies. Now, it's important to point out that progressive is the code word the mainstream uses for all things social justice-y. So yes, Obama is talking about the SJWs. One of the things I do worry about sometimes among progressives in the United States, maybe it's true here as well, is a certain kind of rigidity where we say, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is how it's gonna be," Obama said, and then we start sometimes creating what's called a circular firing squad where you start shooting at your allies because one of them is straying from purity on the issues. The former president said he believes this approach weakens the movement and that those that would like to see a progressive agenda have to recognize that the way we've structured democracy requires you take into account people who don't agree with you. Yes, a shocking idea to the authoritarian SJW left. You actually have to listen to and compromise with people you don't agree with. Obama ended his speech by advocating for patience and incremental change. See, if Obama was a white guy, they would have said, he's tone policing. We have to be careful in balancing big dreams and bold ideas with also recognizing that typically change happens in steps. That's Obama saying, hey, SJWs, slow down, calm down. It's funny, because I almost literally said the same exact thing in my Why the Term Ally is Dangerous video. And if you want to skip steps, you can. Historically, what's ended up happening is sometimes if you skip too many steps, you end up having bad outcomes. Bad outcomes like communism. Or maybe he played BioShock Infinite.
Is this it? Is this your movement, Daisy?
This is what needs to be done. You see, the founders ain't nothing but weeds. Cut them down and they just grow back. If you want to get rid of the weed, you gotta pull it up from the root.
This is somewhat tepid, it's a little weak, he could have come out stronger, but you take what you can get when it comes to Democrat politicians criticizing SJWs. Now, of course, this isn't the first time Obama's spoken out against SJW kind of behavior. If you remember last year when he was in Johannesburg, he said, "Democracy demands that we're able to get inside the reality of people who are different than us so we can understand their point of view. Maybe we can change their minds, but maybe they'll change ours." A terrifying idea for the woke SJWs to contemplate, having their mind possibly be changed. And you can't do this if you just out of hand disregard what your opponents have to say from the start. And you can't do it if you insist that those who aren't like you, because they're white or because they're male, that somehow there's no way they can understand what I'm feeling, that somehow they lack standing to speak on certain matters. So there you have it. Obama directly criticizing the whole, "oh, white people need to stay in their lane," ridiculous attitude. Now, even if you didn't find Obama's remarks strong enough for your liking, it did get Cenk Uygur's panties all up in a twist. So let's see what he has to say about this.
Okay, here we go again. Obama going after progressives. Now, he does it in a subtle way, but to me, it's not that subtle at all. I'll explain it to you. You guys make the decision on how aggressively you think he went after progressives. First, let's note that when you're criticizing progressives, there's some chance you're not a progressive.
He's literally engaging in the purity spiral that Obama's warning against. Oh, there's a possibility he's not a progressive. There's a possibility he's not on our side.
He comes out and gave a speech worrying about the certain kind of rigidity among progressives. Gee, I wonder what he's talking about. How come he never yells at the conservatives in the Democratic Party? How come he never chastises the so-called moderates, the centrists, the corporate Democrats, always, constantly chastising progressives?
It's almost like he does that because it's the SJW woke progressive side that's the one that refuses the compromise and refuses to work with anyone else and is pushing into this extreme position that no one will like them or vote for them.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being lectured to.
If you're sick of it, then stop. Stop advocating for this authoritarian, anti-liberal nonsense.
Is Obama saying, hey guys, now remember, we got a big presidential campaign going on here, so no fighting internally overall? No, mainly chastising progressives. When he says circular firing squad and avoided it means don't criticize the establishment candidates.
Yeah, that's not what he's saying. Especially considering, if we remember, Obama is the one who beat Hillary, the establishment candidate, in the primary. No, he's talking about the woke identity politics that your side pushes, Cenk, and how the Democrats won't win another presidential election and are simply pushing away voters if they decide to delve into this whole identitarian nonsense. Kinda like talking about reparations. Hint, hint.
He says democracy requires you to take into account people who disagree with you. Really? God, that's why I'm so tired of this lecturing like we're children. Like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you got to give overall enough votes to pass. Oh, we need the elder statesman to tell us that. Wow.
I don't know what bubble, I don't know what world Cenk's been living in, okay? Because there literally are children that are trying to push politics and Democrats into this SJW identitarian, no compromise position. Okay, so if you understand, Cenk, how the sausage is made and how the game is played, that's great, okay? But don't pretend, don't act like there's this new upcoming branch on the left that doesn't understand that and does need someone like Obama to slap him around and say, look, you need to wake up, okay? This is the real world. And you got to compromise with people, and you got to listen to what other people are saying.
But you know what? Here's something else that weakens the movement. When you guys constantly make the argument on behalf of the Republican Party.
This is what people like Cenk don't understand. People who are total ideologues, okay? They're like, oh, no. We can't criticize our side because we're only giving ammunition to the other side. Okay, if we criticize Democrats, we're just giving ammunition to Republicans. They don't understand that by not criticizing the crazy people on your side, that's the ammunition you're giving to the other side, okay? If you don't call out the crazy fringe elements in your party, then your opponents are going to say, look, they're not willing to call out the crazies on their side because they believe the crazies, okay? Because they all are crazies. If you don't have Democrats calling out the fringe SJW identitarian elements of their party, then that just allows Republicans to paint all Democrats like that. Everyone knows this is happening. Everyone sees this happening except for Cenk, I guess.
So now we go back to Monday when he further chastised progressive congresspeople. Gee, I wonder who that he was brought in to speak to. Was he brought in to speak to the beloved conservative corporate Democrats of Nancy Pelosi? No. He was brought in to chastise AOC and the others. Let's keep it real. That's what it was about.
Good. Good. That's great. I hope they had a private conversation and Obama said, look, AOC, look, you need to chill on the reparation stuff, okay? You need to chill on it. It's ridiculous, okay? It's stupid. I'm sorry, I can't do a very good Obama.
I'm tired of the lecturing. I'm tired of it.
And I'm tired of fringe SJW identitarians trying to take over the left. I'm just tired of it, Cenk. I'm just tired of it.
And this is the reason I'm frustrated is because they've been talking down to us now for 10 straight years. The corporate Democrats,
10 years of talking down to them. 10 years of talking down to them. I guess Cenk again forgot that Obama beat out the establishment corporate Democrat Hillary. I guess he forgot that. I guess he's falling into that exact same purity spiral that Obama's warning against.
So I appreciate your advice, but not really. Thank you, but no thank you to President Obama lecturing progressives for the millionth time in a row.